Hello, I'm Matthew Malcolm with Pacific Nut Producer Magazine, reporting to you here today with Megan Nunes from Bountiful. They're an integrated company for data analytics for agriculture, servicing several of our agricultural industries, one of them being almonds. So I wanted to talk with you. We've just had almond bloom. I guess that's the buzz right now, is what that's going to mean for, the 2024 crop. What can we expect? And you've got a real hold on what's going on, some of the data from how successful bloom was. Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, almond bloom has been pretty good this year, especially by comparison and contrast to last year. Our bee flight hours are up anywhere from 90 to 104% across the regions in the north, central, and south. We've had a pretty long bloom. In terms of what that will be on crop size, there's lots of speculations in the industry right now of how big the crop is going to be. I always tell everybody it's still too early. Did we have a wonderful bloom? Yes. Will that bloom result in a large crop? That is still to be determined, and especially waiting in particular for June drop based off of cost of inputs and kind of economic pressures that growers have been facing with compressed prices over the last few years. I think we'll really get an idea truly in June, really on crop size based on how much nuts we see on the floor and what happens in June drop in particular. So early nut set could be incredible, could be very strong. And then there's probably good indication we'll see significant June drop due to underinvestment in fertilizers onto the crop. And so we'll see what happens. It's going to be a very interesting year, as it is always in the almond industry.
I'll bet. And yeah, we had a number of rainstorms that occurred.
Yep.
And that's, not unusual for this time of the year. Mm-hmm. But even despite that, we feel like the bees got more hours at work and it should be successful.
Yeah, so we did have rainstorms. We definitely had some heavy precipitation days. But what we also got that followed that was like 5 to 7 day periods of good weather where we had good sun, relatively low wind speed, which those are like the perfect storm for bees to go out and do their work. And often when bees go out and pollinate, they're not just looking for pollen, they're also looking for water. So that kind of ecosystem, if you will, has been well fed this 2024 almond bloom. So it's definitely going to be an interesting year, a very speculative one in terms of crop size, especially before USDA comes out with a subjective. People are already putting their public numbers out of what they think the crop is going to be in coffee shop talk. But we'll see what happens. No, never stops. Every year it's the same. After bloom, there's always it's 2 billion pounds. It's going to be X amount of pounds, whatever it is, whether it's good or bad. But it does serve as an early indicator, but it's not necessarily what 100% drives the final outcome. So we will see.
Well, thank you so much for the insights. And, while growers in the industry as a whole might be nervous about anticipating a larger crop individually, for the farmers, we certainly hope and pray for the best this season. Read more about these things in Pacific Nut Producer Magazine. I'm Matthew Malcolm, CaliforniaAgNet.com.